It is absolutely amazing to me how drastically different Thailand-made Komodo compared to the Chinese version of him that got released 3 times beforehand. And we're going to go into it all, but just to give you guys a quick little preview here, I mean, the color is completely altered. He has metallic wheels now. The expression's a little different. It's just crazy to me, especially because a lot of the Thailand variants of these Tokyo Mayor characters have stayed relatively constant. I mean, with Komodo Ninja, who came out last year, Thailand on the left, Chinese on the right. A little color difference, but nothing too crazy. We also will be reviewing Manji in the next week or so, and he doesn't look that crazy changed. Maybe a little darker, but nothing like what we're dealing with here with Komodo. But hey, I am all welcoming for it because it gives us more to talk about, gives us more of a reason to buy this Thailand variant, which I would have anyway, so I'm glad it's a little more different. I can maybe just consider it a metallic version of Komodo, so we're going to see if it fully lives up to that, but either way, I'm excited. More things to talk about when the variant is that much different. But this came out of 2024 Singles Case H, which I reviewed the other day. Link in the description below and card suggestion pop up in the top right hand corner. It's a great case. It includes 2 new GRC releases, being Lightning McQueen and Francesco, both of which I already reviewed. And then after this video, we will be reviewing the 2 new on the road characters from the case, being Jason Roadkey and Jessica Carvill. So a great case, 5 new releases that always, you just can't complain when you get 5 new releases in a case. I will complain though, and I've said it before, I really wish for these Tokyo Mater singles they've done over the last couple years that they put the characters' artwork on the card instead of just standardizing all of them to have Tokyo Mater. And I get it. I mean, this is how they did it back in 2010 when they released them. This is how they did it in 2013, 2014, 2015 as well. But they kind of put themselves in a corner when they started doing these 2-packs in which they do actually show the correct art. Like the Komodo Ninja 2-pack had both of their arts. Drift Party Mater, Dragon McQueen had both of their arts. 2025, you get Komodo and Dragon McQueen. Both of them have their artwork shown. So it really begs the question, like, why not the singles too? It's almost like, to me, they're like, we don't have, like, we're too lazy. We don't want to go to Pixar asking for a Komodo artwork. So that's why he has to be in the single. He can't be in the 2-pack because we don't have the artwork for him. Like, it literally feels that petty. But I do like how they identify the single up here as seen in Tokyo Mater. And yeah, he looks awesome. So we're not going to spend too much more time on the packaging here, especially because this is exactly the same as how the Tokyo Mater singles looked last year. All of these are 2023 releases, which kind of sucks. Like, why don't we have Manji? Why don't we even show Komodo himself? Why don't we have Yakuza, who's coming out this year as well? And instead just showing stuff that you will not be finding alongside Komodo because it's basically a year old. So I'm not a big fan of that, but the background's awesome. The Cars Toon logo is always fun to see. And so I'll be right back with a Mr. Lizard Komodo all opened up. Here he is out of the package. Looks really good. I'm a big fan from the get-go here. There is Komodo in Tokyo Mater. He kind of snarls at Mater at the beginning of the show. He kind of growls at him a little bit, which is a little like off-putting, honestly. The growl did not sound, I'm going to say human, but obviously it's not human, so you know what I mean. It sounded like an actual lizard, and obviously he is named after Komodo dragon, a big, big lizard. And yeah, he looks like one. I mean, he's got the scales all over him. He's got the color. Like, it's a weird theme to choose for yourself. Like, I get, like, Manji's got some awesome graffiti. Yakuza looks so cool with the mohawk. But Komodo's like, yeah, I want to look like a lizard. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, he's pulling some ladies in the short. Like, I get it. But man, I don't know. I am not sure about his life decisions. But either way, we're going to put that aside and just review him for what he is. You know, set aside all the just weirdness that comes with looking like a lizard and just enjoy him for what he is. So yeah, as you can see, they darken the color tremendously, and it does look a little metallic. It does feel like a lime green metallic. And I'm not just saying this to get hyped up, but I mean, you look at these side by side, you would think like, oh yeah, that's just the metallic variant of Komodo. Like if I put next to you guys like Maryland and metallic Maryland, that's what you would say. Like, oh yeah, like a little darker, a little shinier. Like that's just the scavenger hunt version of Maryland. Mario Andretti, same thing. Nick Stickers, same thing. I mean, I think it's a great example. Maybe it's not quite as Spectra Flamey chrome like we're used to, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is a metallic version of Komodo, and that is exemplified by these wheels here, which, again, I don't know why they would have done this unless they actually were kind of going for a metallic variant of him, because these are the Spectra Flamey, like I just mentioned there. I mean, they are chrome, and they look awesome. I mean, going from like a pastel, like Easter egg type of shade on the previous rims to the shiny metallic is crazy, but it looks awesome. I'm a huge advocate of that. And yeah, you can see here with the expression, the mouth is pretty similar and the eyes are, you know, fairly similar, but he does have that eyeliner now. He always did have the black outline around the windshield. You do have the red stripes going down the hood there. This front piece is plastic, so he does have a mouth plate, which is very rare for Thailand cars especially, but he does. I think he did have, yeah, one. This is the 2010 version, by the way. The 2013, 2015 versions from Mattel, from China, had a unibody, I believe, but as you can see here, this was made on the 135th day of 2010. Such an old base that it doesn't even show Mattel. Like, it doesn't even care enough to attribute the company that manufactured it. But yeah, that would not fly nowadays. On the base of this Komodo, you have T09A, so this means he was produced during the 9th week of 2024 at the A factory. In Thailand, you have the product code, Mattel's address. This is in the Netherlands, by the way. That's just some like office headquarter type location. Very random, but it's true. And yeah, there you have it in terms of the base. But yeah, I absolutely adore all the scale imprinting on him. You have a couple indentations for a vent down there and the doorknob. This piece up here, the wing is plastic. But all these other scales are die-cast metal. So just appreciate how intricate this mold is. I mean, he's got the scales on the roof. He's got the ones on the side of the window. He's got some tiny ones there. And he's got some really tiny ones on the back. Really cool. You know, he's also got the opaque windows, which is a little bit of a divergence from the Chinese version, which just has the transparent windows into an interior piece. And I say transparent because technically there's nothing blocking you like from the window piece itself, but the interior piece is what like we're staring at essentially. On the back here, you could see the taillights, which are also a little imprinted. They're a little raised. Very nice. And a plastic exhaust pipe there. You know what would have been cool is if they did like a Komodo with flames. Like, all right, you know, we're re-releasing Komodo, we're re-releasing Kabuto Ninja, Manji, all these characters. Let's just do them with flames, like, because why not? It's like two birds with one stone. Like, everyone who missed out on these back in the day gets a chance at them. But for the collectors who did get them back in the day, now they're new and actually have like a better reason to purchase them other than they're from Thailand now. Now with Komodo here, he's super different, basically metallic. So reason enough, in my opinion. But for Manji, Manji doesn't look that much different. Although I will say Manji's eyes are completely a different color now, which is interesting. So I'm excited to do that video as well. But one thing I will say I'm disappointed about is that the exhaust pipe used to be a part of the metal body and was silver like that, but now it's a separate plastic piece there, which is a little surprising. But because it's plastic now, you can see it definitely looks like it because it's just like a flat gray instead of the shiny gray that we had gotten before. But everything else I think is an upgrade, but it is kind of hard to compare like a metallic version to a regular version. And guys, yeah, that is absolutely, I have no shame in considering this a metallic Komodo. I know some people will argue with me and say like, hey, like, it's not like you would call the Thailand version of Mel Dorado yellow Mel Dorado. And you're right. Like there is, you know, there's an argument to be made that this is just a byproduct of how Thailand operates. Like just the properties that make up Thailand allowed for this creation. Like just the ingredients, like the perfect storm idea, essentially. It's basically saying like, well, hey, what's a good example? Komodo Ninja had just as good of a chance to come out looking metallic as Komodo did, but it just happened to be Komodo because that's how they're built. Like their properties, the nature of Thailand's production just made it so. But I don't buy into that because this is so incredibly different. Like this is just wildly different than the original Chinese version. And I think they might have actually intended it to be that way. Like they were like, hey guys, like just make them darker and kind of metallic. I mean, like why not? And then they were like, well, hey, now you got to do the wheels chrome as well because those original ones wouldn't fly. I mean, yeah, I'm a big fan of it. And the fact that like Komodo, for example, went from being a little bit more like silvery gray to like a just flat gray. So he kind of went the other way when he got made from Thailand, but Komodo went the opposite way. I know they're capable of matching this color. So I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. What the hell am I even talking about? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I do want to compare him here to Wingo. Where did I put my Wingo? All right, we're going to just take this one that is across the way over at Flo's here. Now, Komodo is basically like the Tokyo Mater counterpart for Wingo, and every tuner has a counterpart in Tokyo Mater. Yakuza being DJs, Komodo being Boost, and yes, Snot doesn't have one because he is technically not like a tuner by definition. He is not a Tokyo import like the other three are. But yeah, as you can see, he is practically the same model here as Wingo, just with different doodads and accoutrements. But yeah, they have like the same flares, like the same low riding kind of tech. Although Komodo's is a little bit more drastic here. Like this is a sharper turn than what you have here. Like this is a lot softer. So it's slightly different, but very similar. You also have the mustache there on both. But yeah, it is odd that Komodo has this model plate and Wingo doesn't. And Wingo's exhaust pipe is also, wait, never mind. Yeah, that's a plastic piece, but it just is a darker gray than what we ended up getting. So slightly different models, but quite similar. And yeah, Komodo Ninja is quite the same model as well. He just doesn't have the flares on the outside. But yeah, basically if you deconstruct them all, you have like the same little coupe. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Do you prefer the Thailand version or the Chinese version of Komodo? It's hard for me to compare because it's like you're not comparing. It's like apples and oranges. It's like, well, I can't answer if I prefer the metallic Nick stickers or the regular Nick stickers. Like that's weird. I can't do that. But I think it's probably the best Thailand variants of any of the Tokyo Mater releases. I can say that. And I haven't like disliked any of them. Like I think Komodo Ninja is really solid. I think Komodo with Flames was obviously great, especially a big improvement over the Chinese one. I think, you know, Dragon McQueen and Drift Party Mater were solid. I loved Batoka. I think Batoka is awesome. And hopefully, you know, next year we'll get some more characters converted. What I'm just most curious and hopeful about is like we know Tokyo Mater is coming back in 2025 in that 2-pack of Komodo and Dragon McQueen, but what other characters will they embark upon in 2023? It was Batoka, Ida-san, Komodo Ninja, Drift Party Mater, etc. This year was Komodo, Manji, and Yakuza. So next year, I mean, all bets are open. It could be Cho, could be Kayandi, it could be Van San. I mean, who knows? They could even, you know, wrangle in Yojimbo to Bainu and Goodbye Car, Bye-Bye Car, which sounds crazy, but those have never been more highly likely to be re-released than they are right now. So keep that in mind, guys. Stay hopeful. I mean, who knows? Strip Komodo may even pop its head out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Before we sign off, I do want to show this prototype of Komodo that I recently obtained. You might have seen it in the recent Giga Haul, but it is incredible and definitely shows how he has that plastic mouth plate there. He's got the plastic wing on his roof as well. I was told that these are Hot Wheels wheels, not Matchbox, so that's also super interesting to see on a Disney Cars prototype. And again, the plastic piece in the back for the exhaust pipe, just, yeah, easy to tell what's plastic and what's not. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that in here, although this is definitely a top candidate for a future prototype prestige episode.